Hey guys, it's just me bringing you another video. I've got the number 1 Mark III out. It is a 1918. When I got this, it did not have the front wood, and I eBayed this piece. It was broke, and I kind of JB welded and fixed it back together and slapped it on, but I think this come off of the 410 musket that I got, that I actually had a nicer one for the DP rifle. So I'm going to use this one. This is no doubt a repro. It's pretty, but it's not original, so I'll take that off. Again, this is a pretty solid piece. Just looks old, and it being 1918, why wouldn't it look old? But that, I'm assuming that should say SMLE, but it looks like a STLE. I'm not up on my Enfields. I know the number 4 Mark 1 has the maker up on the receiver, but other than that, these markings and such, I don't know a lot of times what I'm looking at. But we'll take this one apart and clean her up and see what goes on with it. So I'm back, and we've broke it down. Here she is all laid out, the parts. Another easy breakdown, except for one butt plate screw. I'd end up taking a Dremel and notching it out better. Sometimes they're worn off so much, I guess getting beat on the ground, that they won't come out with screwdrivers, so had to notch it a little more, and it came out. I've got I've replaced that screw with another one that's worn but notched a little better. It had some what felt like cotton or material near the stock bolt, and I got that out, and it is some very, very soft, I guess, cotton. Maybe it was cleaning patches. You can see one like it's been used, and one was fairly unused. Who knows where that originated from? If this is one of the Ethiopian cash rifles, probably from Africa or wherever it was before it got there. I'm thinking that stock's going to clean it up nice. It's a little rough with a lot of dents and dings, but I might try to take that swivel out. My last one I cleaned, I couldn't get them out, so I think every Enfield I've fooled with here lately has had a brass butt plate. I know that all the Enfields I have one. My very first purchase of an Enfield on a CNR license had the gray-looking, pewter-looking metal butt plate. I guess brass is the most common. This rifle, much like my last cleanup of a number 4 Mark 1, I think the stock is not going to clean up as good. It looks a little darker. But we're going to put it in the old bleach trough and let her soak for a day or two, and probably soak over through Christmas. This is Christmas Eve day. We'll probably let it soak a good while. And I got this piece right here that I will have to figure out. I forget where it goes. I think it's right there. Gonna have to figure out how to attach that because I don't have a donor or a replacement stock. Now, if I find a good deal on I think Centerfire has some drill rifle parts. This forearm piece with strip receiver and barrel for $59. If I really wanted a cheap way to get another forearm, I could go that route. But we'll clean this one up and see how it goes. Nice looking mag. But I noticed that some of these magazines are made for the number 4 Mark 1 or the number 1 Mark 3. This one has both of those notches, the bottom and the top. That's how you can distinguish the difference. I'm about certain the numbers don't match the gun. But there's that new looking JB welded back together handguard that I now don't have a use for. But this one here will go better with it being an original. So everything was here on this. This was a grade C purchase from Royal Tiger. Don't hold me to it. I think it was $149. It was cheaper. They were doing a warehouse clearance or something. But they probably still have these. You know, if for no other reason, it's a good source of parts. But everything is here. I'll just clean it up. You know, the barrel's got some bluing wear here and there, but it's pretty good shape. These grade C, I think, a lot of them are sleepers. They must just take a quick look at the gun and say, well, that one's rougher. We'll put a C grade on it. But I think it'll clean up to a B, just like all my others. So until next time, we'll come back when she's getting cleaned up and put together. Hey guys, I'm back with the cleaned number 1 Mark 3 Enfield from Royal Tiger. This wood has been bleached a couple days in a solution, water and bleach. I guess half and half. But it will make everything appear gummy and have a film all over it, and you'll have to scrape and sand and kind of cut that off and clean it up. Now, what's interesting is the dark piece here was soaked, and it did just like the rest of the wood, but it would not lighten up. I don't know what the deal is on why it didn't. I'm probably going to stain this stock here back to medium brown, but needs to say that probably won't be matching. But I do want to put the original back on. I have a replacement that's aftermarket. It's pretty. It kind of matches the top here a lot, but I want to put the original back on. So, and this piece goes right here. think I remember when I got the gun, it was attached but barely hanging, so it ended up breaking on off. I'm gonna have to come up with some way of good glue or some way of attaching that back. But there we go. That's the wood for it, and I'll be back with the assembled gun here on a later video. Hey everybody, I'm giving you the cleanup and reassembly conclusion of the Royal Tiger No1 Mk3. I believe this one's dated 1918. Came apart easily, cleaned up good. The top handguard would not bleach out like the rest of the wood. I run one coat of English chestnut over this after extensive scraping and sanding. Word of advice, if you bleach the stock, I left this one in a little longer than I should have, and a lot of the grain was raised, and when I dried it out and sanded it, it took quite a while for it to get where I needed it to be. I smoothed it down, but it's not a showpiece or like glass, as the saying goes. I'm still having to work on gluing that little piece. It will not stay. I've cleaned underneath it good, and I've glued it. And, hopefully with the rifle all back together, that glue will dry and I can not worry about losing it. But I love the grain of that buttstock. I've not quite had one that looks like that, and I don't know if the camera actually is showing it as good as it should. There's a lot of little light spots and specks in it. Those are not dents. They're just light areas. I don't know if that's a characteristic of the wood or what. But when I clean one up, I tend not to try to make it new again. If I wanted a brand new one, I would just save my money and try to go buy a mint condition one for $1,000, maybe not that much. They're up there in the price. You can get you a nice one, but it's going to cost you. I'd rather buy these cheapy ones and try to bring them back to life, and that's the fun of it, is bringing them back. There you can see the 1918. That looks like an STLE, but I guess it's a smaller M. There, SMLE. So, she's cleaned up good. I've got a mag here somewhere floating around. There we go. I think I mentioned this is one of the mags the only one I have that is made for the No1 Mk3 or the No4 Mk1. It has a catch on down farther, but it suits the gun nicely. It's not a new mag by any means, but that's the one that came with it. I'll brag on Royal Tiger a little bit here. I have ordered several weapons of the C grade, and I've been pleased with everything I've got. And they have the rifles that needed magazines have had magazines. A lot of their reading you'll read says that potentially be missing parts and such. And right offhand, I can't tell you one of their rifles that I have got that has needed anything. It's just they have cheapened the price of these guns because they were dirtier than, others. Some of them is cleaned up to be nicer than these, and these uglier guns and the rundown ones need love too. So that's where some of us come in, shine them up and make the best looking gun we can out of it. Put that swivel on, and I've had trouble with that screw. Those notches, just sometimes a screwdriver doesn't want to work. Got it in that far, I'll figure it out here. But that's my cleanup on that one. As always, I tell you to like my videos and subscribe if you've not, and look out for my other stuff. I'm trying to come up with something that I can add to the channel, so if you don't have that notification bell, click that and pick all, so that anything that I make, on a video, you will see the notification and be able to come watch it. It's either that or, routinely check YouTube and check your, subscribe to me and check your subscriptions area, and it'll show you the people that have put something on for you to watch. So until next time, keep on enjoying your hobbies, and I'll keep enjoying mine.